Alright, boys and girls, it is Chad back with Bristol County Barbell Club's powerlifting team training. We have two groups going today, Group A and Teenage Group B. We're hitting our normal Friday squat day. This day we're using a giant camber bar with 3 chains aside, where we've been doing a new volume accumulation phase. We're running 5x5s before we work up to some sort of heavy sets of 3s, or I believe in this day was actually singles. So 5x5s with that, and then we build up to pretty much a heavy 1 rep max with all that pre-fatigue and loading going on. Here we got Zeke going. That little fella is going to move some weight today. We have our thick queen running the mono, aka Jordan, and me always spot in the back, just to make sure my light switch can touch the boys. Something you want to notice on this day is that some people will still carry specialty bars in their competition low bar squat position. Others can carry it more in a high bar position. I normally carry it more in a high bar position for no other reason than it's a bit harder. And honestly, it kind of just throws me forward a little bit more, which is kind of an issue of mine, but I just feel like it's something I've always done. I don't get hurt doing it, and I think the extra stress is good. And we got big man, Big Joe going at it. He kills today. This was, I believe, his first day back after 2 weeks of some sort of sickness he had going on, so he came in and absolutely crushed it. We choose the camber bar for this particular block was because it will show mid-back, core, low back weakness, and the chains just created a more chaotic environment with a bar that already wants to swing on you. So it really forces you to stay tight and keep in your, squat groove, which if you're raw and you're coming out of the groove, you just weren't strong enough to handle it anyway. But this kind of reinforces all that. And it's nice on the shoulders and elbows for a lot of people. So in our off season, we like to build with it. Here's Billy, Afro Ninja himself. This is Group B. They were doing some deadlifts. It's Joey. We're trying to work with his hips shooting up. So this looks a tad too heavy for him on the day. His hips still seem to have that problem rising up. Billy's doing some banded work where Joey's working off some higher blocks. This is Jordan working up to his single. Adam actually is trying to work around some knee injuries, so he found that the spider bar and a box squat with some light wraps seemed to not bother him, allow him to get the work in. And with Joey, we actually found that we're thinking it's a lot of bracing issues. The breathing and bracing is great in there. He goes into a really bad extension, and then he extends over, necks up too high. So there's some form things we're going to work on, but he's young. The teenagers have the time to build. Here's Jordan crushing an absolutely massive squat. I believe he ends up squatting 625 plus chains on this day, which is huge. He's, like I keep saying, he's going to be our next 700-pound squatter right after me. Zeke, the little fella, I believe hits 565 with these chains, which is solid for our sub 200-pounder victim weight guy. I get absolutely folded with 585 and some chains. I don't think I was feeling good that day. Insert, typical powerlifting excuse, blah, blah, blah. Adam saves me, puts the light switch on my back. I think he actually checked my oil while we were here, so we gotta look out for that guy. The mustache kind of creeps me out too. Big man smokes a 585. Gotta be happy with that after a 2-week layoff. And I believe here is Jordan's big 625. Gets a little squirrely in the bottom, stays with it through the mid portion, and gets there. Once we clean up some form, he's gonna smoke it. This is Billy's top set for the day, which is 455 plus some leg bands and a sumo stance. Fun fact about this, he got on his toes, almost thought he was gonna tear his calves off, but locked it out, called it there for him. Not a bad choice by the boy. They moved on to some spider bar box squats. He looks like he's like 6'7" in these. That's crazy. The afro adds at least 8 inches. He's doing a really good job here of sitting to the box in his raw squat stance, not rocking to get off or anything like that. Joey's also coming off a little bit of a hamstring injury before his last meet, so we're really working on sitting back, opening up his hips, engaging the hamstrings, which I think is a massive problem that he's been facing that's going to really propel him forward. We have an amazing teenage group between these two guys. 16-year-olds absolutely smoking it 4 days a week in the gym religiously, and here training as a group, spotting, loading, helping us out when we need it. You don't see that in many places, man. Both these kids are really gonna end up going far. I think this is Zeke's 565. Yeah, it is. I think the mullet's cheating. I feel like it gives him like an extra 25 pounds on everything. Then we moved on to some back extension deadlifts after those heavy squats. And these just suck. Like, man, I get caught on the handle like a goddamn noob. But at least I'm able to lock him out, go all the way. Adam's doing a halfway decent job. I believe this was just a little bit too heavy for some of the guys today. As you're going to see, swinging, hard to lock in the lats. Needs to lock those lats in, squeeze the glutes. And he's doing pretty good here, though. Staying with it at least. A lot of times it's just trying to figure out, how much is too much salt in the soup, you know what I mean? Thick queen at it, just kind of figured he's got to adjust something. Yeah, he's a little guy, he's got to bring it down. He's like 5'4", I think. None of these are locked out. Super extended in the thoracic spine. But again, we're just figuring it out, figuring out what's too heavy, what's too much, the workload. We're not necessarily afraid to fail here or look kind of dumb. I mean, Jordan always looks kind of dumb. He is like the Jack Steve Urkel, though, so. That's like almost a full rep. It's kind of a full rep. Zeke's pretty much smoking these, kind of. Yeah, he realizes it. Sometimes that body weight per pound stuff just can't save you. Big fella comes in. We're doing these a lot for grip strength as well as like low back and hip extension strength. Cameo by my father-in-law. Dude's a legend. He's a pretty good lifter back in his day and martial artist. Moved on to our accessory work, which we've been really trying to put in a lot of unilateral bullshit. I don't know, for something like muscle imbalances and don't get hurt and blah, 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 blah. Either way, it's hard as fuck. After we've already done all those, higher rep squats, higher volume squats, I should say, plus the 1 rep max and the back extension deadlifts and all this stuff, man, getting on these single leg things just absolutely cook you. We start with some body weight to see where we're at for the day. Move on to a lighter kettlebell on this day. I think that's like 25 or 30 pounds. See my little self there, grabbing my IT bands because I'm probably cramping and trying not to cry. These accessory works we could all do a little bit better with a little bit more control, a little bit more tempo on that negative, especially Jordan's kind of flopping all around here. He's just trying to get shit done. Sliding on that antique hardwood floor. What kind of angle is this? Who set up this camera? Look at this. We're all cockeyed and shit. Doing some standard abs. It's kind of just standard operating procedure at this point. We just pretty much finish every lower body day with some abs. We've been throwing in a lot more reverse hypers, as we should. That lower back kind of decompression and strengthening the spinal erectors, glutes, hammies, low back, the whole deal. It's a restorative movement, especially in my opinion. I think we should do it every day. I just shy away from it because I guess it's fucking hard. Makes you want to like throw up and shit yourself at the same time when you're doing high reps. It's real fun. You should try it. Big man throwing these. Yes, even though we have bigger, girthier people, we still work abs. Can't support 600-700 pound squats if your core is weak as shit. Afro Ninja here, hitting his own unilateral work. I want you to notice the steam on those windows. We have no heat in our gym. That's how, when a bunch of fat guys start moving a little bit, we create this just gross sex steam. It's disgusting. You can walk in and cut it with a knife. Billy here is probably absolutely drenched in sweat, and that's why the hoodie's not coming off. This kid sweats like You just jumped out of a fucking pool. If you squeeze that hair, it's like a sponge. It would just trickle everywhere. Some pretty solid fucking reverse lunges. Gotta hit the shrugs. Having big traps is, you know, the shit. Protect your neck, like what Tank said. And on top of that, it's just gonna, big traps is every part of the power lift. Looks great when you're wearing a tank top too. See, more abs. Again, we have a really solid teenage group, man. They really push it. I can't say enough good things about them. I would love to add 1 or 2 more, so if anybody's in the New Bedford area and they want, you know, they're 15, 16, 17, 14, whatever, and they want to get with a serious group, you know, for athletic development, if they play football or anything, you know, we're always looking for the right dedicated person. Whenever there's a camera around, Zeke feels the need to flex, specifically his forearm and bicep. Joey trying to get in there. Man, when you have 4'11" with like a 23-inch wingspan, you gotta show off the pipes. And that's it. Coming from Bristol County Barbell Club. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever these stupid fit influencers say. I don't really give a shit. Have a great night.